Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA nchi yetu.
NamRA, serving with passion.
Hello and welcome to this edition of NamRA Kachenu, where the focus will be on tax, customs and excise matters. My name is Elise Dentlinger and I will be in your company for the next half an hour or so. In recent developments, NamRA to enhance relations with Zambia Revenue Agency. 24 hours operations launched at Katima Mulilo border post. Commissioner engaged staff members at Katima Mulilo, and NamRA takes services to Ongwe Diva Trade Fair. All that and more coming to you in a little while. Honorable Dr. Albert Kawana, Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, and his counterpart from Zambia, Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, officially inaugurated a 24 hours operation at the Katima Mulilo border post on 22nd of August 2023.
We have the honor to inaugurate 24-hour operation at the Katima Mulilo border post between the Republic of Namibia and the Republic of Zambia.
While at Katima Mulilo, Commissioner Sam Shavute engaged the staff members in the region and got a chance to meet the newly appointed staff members in NamRA. Here is how the session went.
So far we have collected 1.1 million. This is now for a period of April up to where we are today, 1.1. Our target is that of, we are supposed to collect 6 million. Shortage of manpower, the areas of the outdated computers, the areas of the furnitures which are also very old, and generally the tax morals as well. The colleagues are trying their level best. It is slow.
As an assistant taxation here in Katima office.
There is also opportunity to grow.
Yes.
Yeah. How does it feel?
If I can read
I will share with you our leadership model. So you will be the first. I had it in the head, I put it on the paper. Still need to be finalized, but you will be the head, the first to be informed about the leadership model of NamRA. You go there and you compete and you attend the training with the drivers of the world-class revenue agency. They drive better than you understand? Because I'm talking about the standard that we want to achieve. Now, we also want to serve with passion. The reason why we want to serve with passion, we want to love that which we are doing. If you really, there is a saying that if you love what you do, you will never have a day to work because it's like having fun. Do you understand? I've seen a situation and it continues happening sometimes when I visit the regions and I go to the offices and only to see that someone here is not right. Either the person is depressed or the person is negative because maybe they did not get what they want and so on. We do not want to find these things when we get to the meeting. We need to be able to care for one another. I would be happy if the office can say, man, I think Mrs. So-and-so is not doing fine. And therefore, maybe wellness office can take, you understand?
NamRA is deliberate about strengthening the relationship between existing revenue administrations in neighboring countries. This time, the NamRA management met a delegation from the Zambian Revenue Authority.
Let's have a kind of environment and understanding where we are continuously kind of an iterative process of enhancing each other. Once there's uniformity between ourselves, that means we are dealing with the same client. They shouldn't be seeing the differences from this side and the other. They should know that we are predictable on both sides.
Then advised by WCO that no, the best experts in a SCUDA system go no further, just here in Zambia. And because of our relationship as well with your CG, Commissioner General Tigani Mbanda as well, we were then able to get the service of Master Jojo and Master Besa Chama as well. And when they came, but before that, we needed to send 2 or 4 of our officials to ZRA for benchmarking and what they learned. And when they came back, including those that in Namibia we thought they were the expert as far as SCUDA is concerned, they were very honest and confessed and said that we thought we know, but if a car has 6 gears, we are only at the 3rd gear. The expertise is in Zambia. So eventually, WCO also organized the 2 colleagues, then Mr. Ambessa Chama and Joe to come to Namibia and work with our team. And they did a very impressive job. And now we have a better understanding and we will be in a better position to get the best out of this SCUDA system.
Angudwiva Annual Trade Fair has always been one of the largely attended expos in Namibia, attracting exhibitors from all over the country and abroad. As usual, NamRA took services to the trade fair to assist clients with all NamRA related queries. Let's have a look. When we return, we will be joined by Mr. Abner David, the Acting Senior Manager, Border Control and Operational Compliance, who substantively is the Manager of Central Region with the Customs and Excise Department. Stay tuned.
We administer tax and custom laws so efficiently and consistently. We are ethical, effective in changing lives. We are there for you. This is your revenue. NamRA, serving with passion to positively impact the livelihood of every Namibian.
Good day, Mr. David. Can you please tell us how did your career started in customs and excise?
My career path started in 1990 when I joined the Ministry of Finance as a customs and excise officer. I was then deployed at the Windhoek Regional Office, and then from there I went to the Hosea Kutako International Airport, where I worked for some time. I was then also sent to the mail center, that's NamPost, where we clear imported parcels. I was fortunate because I was one of the first Namibians that were given opportunity to serve in the Department of Customs and Excise. You remember that before independence, this department was only served by the South Africans, particularly white South Africans.
Okay, then you joined NamRA as the manager for Central Region Customs, or what did you find in place?
Yeah, when I joined NamRA, I was very fortunate because I was, in fact, one of the managers that joined NamRA. We have to work hard to bring up the new Department of Customs and Excise under the Namibia Revenue Agency. So a lot of things have to be done. We really have to start from scratch, recruiting, developing standard operating procedures, working on strategies, and also address all those transitional issues that were there. And I think we really did a good job. So far we have we do have a number of strategies that we've developed. We have a number of SOPs that are there. Yeah, of course, always with a new institution, there will be always challenges. As you are moving human beings from their comfort zone, you obviously expect some resistance and all this. It was one of the challenges that we really faced, but it's something of the past now. We see some smooth movement and high level of motivation from our staff members.
Mr. David, besides staff rotation and movements, what were the other challenges your regional office had to face?
I'm heading a region that is very unique in Namibia. My region is one of the regions that is having an internal depot. It is having airports, it is having border post, and it's also having a railway station. So the common challenge that we are normally facing is smuggling, non-compliance, smuggling. We particularly at the border, we have issues of smuggling of narcotics, marijuana particularly, to be specific. And we have also people that are really, undervaluation or undervaluating goods in order to pay less taxes. We have people that are misclassifying goods. This is specifically on goods that are having environmental levy, like your plastics and your oil and your bulbs and so on. People are trying always to give wrong classification so that when those goods are imported, then they don't attract environmental levy. Yeah, these are some of the things that we have, and we are really working hard on them. We are also looking at like at the airports. There we are also having challenges like the airport is where you have e-commerce going on, and the arrangement is so that there are a number of stakeholders involved. We are at the last end. You have the cargo handlers as first group that receive the goods. Then you have the clearing agent in between, and then you have us now at the end. Now those goods are coming. When the goods are coming in, they have to go through all these three stakeholders. Normally, we would experience some delays because stakeholders that are involved are not always, maybe moving at the same rate or speed. So you already face a lot of delays and all this. But we have really been working hard on that, and I think we have really reduced that delays, and things are better now as it was in the beginning. We have also engaged in a number of our stakeholders just to educate them in terms of what is really happening there, what are the challenges that we are facing there, and we are receiving good cooperation as I'm talking now.
Mr. David, talk to us about the delays of consignments at the Hosea Kotako International Airport. As there are concerns from the public, what could one attribute that to?
Let me maybe sketch the picture of how things look like at the airport. You see, when the goods lands in Namibia, they land first in a group of people that call themselves ground handlers. Now, these are the colleagues that are dealing with the cargo from the aeroplane up to their warehouse. They will store the goods there, and then they will do all the manifest and all this tallying and all this. Then from there, the clearing agents are now coming in to clear these goods. Clearing agents normally sometimes take some time. They take some time before they clear the goods to NamRA. Now, when the goods come to NamRA, they got cleared. However, then in that process also, there are also that some goods are then stopped for physical examinations. Some are stopped for valuation to look whether the value and the classification is correct. But the delays come particularly in the process of clearance. Because agents, what we have picked up, I think agents are so overwhelmed that they are unable to fasten the clearance process. We recently had a meeting with them. We have tried to explain to them that the law provides for the timeline in terms of how long the goods should take before they are cleared. We have received the positive response, and we really very optimistic that delays will be reduced as we go.
On average, how long does customs officials take to clear the goods coming through?
No, on average, we're always saying customs is able to release the goods within 1 hour if all the goods are in order, all the clearance, all the papers and all the documents are in order. However, where there is queries on valuation and classification and so on, we will release these goods as soon as we satisfy that requirements. The goods will be released right away.
Mr. David, you mentioned that you are responsible for the Kalahari border post, which are quite significant in detaining narcotics coming through the country. What do you think are the contributing factors to this, and how is the border able to detect these things?
From my observation, I think there are 2 factors that attribute to that. One is a human factor or human element. The second one is the optimal utilization of equipment. I think the first one is that if you have a committed team, people that really want to go an extra mile and check what is really happening, I think that is what we have at Transkarari. The officials there are really doing their part. They are very committed. They are very doing what is expected from them to do. And on the second part now is the machinery, on the equipment. We scan 100% Transkarari. Every truck that's passing the border is scanned, and that is really contributing a lot to detection of these drugs. Like even last Sunday evening, we have detected a number of marijuana, a very high quantity of marijuana that was detected through scanning. So I think these are 2 elements that are very, very crucial in terms of detecting the narcotics.
Overall, Mr. David, what will your message be to the public as they interact with your services?
My request to the public is that always be honest, declare the right value, ensure that you classify your goods correctly, submit your documents on time if you don't want to have any delay. Nowadays we have a facility called pre-clearance. Use that facility for pre-clearance so that as your consignment arrive at the border, we are ready to reduce it already. If it is to be stopped for physical examination, that is going to be very minimal time that the consignment is going to spend at the border. So those are the three key things that we expect from our traders or from our importers and exporters, is to really do the things and try to be compliant by really providing the correct information at the right time.
Mr. David, your staff members at the various points are quite at strategic places, and they are the first encounters that somebody would have as they come into the country. What message do you give to them on a daily basis?
In our strive to be an institution of repute, we engage our staff regularly. We encourage them to be professional. Integrity is key. In NamRA, we really talk about integrity every day. We encourage them always to deliver, to be professional in the service delivery, to educate our people, the traders, also to be polite, and where mistakes happens, they must be able really to correct the mistakes and advise our traders on the right things to do. What is key here is continuous engagement with our staff. We are always in support of them. We advise them, we train them so that they are really delivering professional service and being higher efficient.
There is a need to ensure that all processes at all entry points are consistent regardless of which entry points a person uses. What measures are you employing to ensure that that happens?
To ensure that there's uniformity in application of procedures at the border, very first thing is that you have to train your officials. And the training, I'm not only talking about the training, formal training, but through engaging your officers so that they have the same understanding of procedures. You can use informal platforms by sitting with them on the counter and just show them how things are being done. That's one. The other one is also developing the standard operating procedures to ensure uniformity. Recently, we have developed a traveler's guide that is supposed to be, giving information and guiding traders in terms of what they should do. And we have instruments like cargo processing manuals. These are the instruments that provide guidelines in terms of how officers should, deal with different clearance processes. And we also make sure that the colleagues understand what the law requires, the Customs and Excise Act particularly. And you also look at more of constant monitoring of the process. You need to always to be on top of that business. If there is anything that go wrong, you have to bring the colleagues together and you talk about those issues. Now, as that ready will help officers always to do the work in a very uniform way.
We administer tax and custom laws so efficiently and consistently. We are ethical, effective in changing lives. We are there for you. This is your revenue.
NamRA, serving with passion to positively impact the livelihood of every Namibian.
Meet Susan Bekes, manager of the Northern Region Operation, one of NamRA's dedicated staff members heading the Northern Regional Office for Customs and Excise. She has more than 32 years experience in customs and excise matters. Here is Susan Bekes.
A warm good afternoon from a beautiful Northern Region. I am employee number 15. Susan Bekes by name, Regional Manager for Northern Region within NamRA. I'm a certified WCO expert and a trainer. and had been in the customs domain for the past 32 years. Beautiful years, because learning is constant and the field is dynamic. I'm an open person, and teaching and coaching is what gives me that drive. I'm very passionate about sharing and mentoring fellow colleagues because sharing of information is key to success. Serving as a leader, I must get to know and to hear the voices of my team members and those of the community that I serve, because we serve within NamRA to have a positive impact on the livelihood of every Namibian. I am responsible for the management of the Northern Region, the development of strategic plan, communication thereof, and ensuring that the divisional goals, implementation of instructions, policies, procedures, and regulations are coordinated. I'm responsible to oversee the border operational compliance and also the processing of import and export documentation while being accountable to the senior manager. I'm also responsible to ensure that we maintain the strong relationship with internal and external stakeholders. I wish to lead people and manage things. I wish to leave behind a legacy that would be the talk of town for years to come. I wish to capacitate people to be the best they can be by sharing stories, set intentions, stay present, and don't judge. Therefore, as law enforcement officials, we cannot operate without you as our traders, stakeholders, family, and friends. Because there's a say that goes that together we stand, divided we fall. Therefore, I humbly plead with you to remain relevant, be compliant, and remain true to yourself. I thank you.
The next insert focuses on manual refunds, income tax known as ITX, and value-added tax known as VAT requirements to local banks.
Hi, my name is Evalisa Kangajela, Senior Tax Officer, Refund Verification Office, Vinto. And today we are going to talk about income tax and value-added tax, manual refunds processes to local banks. Let's talk about the factors that triggers the rejection of the manual refunds. These are refunds rejected by the system due to outstanding returns, refunds rejected due to no bank accounts on the ITA system, refunds rejected due to unpaid liabilities, and refunds paid in closed or inactive bank accounts. As described above, you do not need to come to our office to request your refund. We will contact you to update your tax record, then your credit due to you will be paid out. The only part you need to request your refund in writing and put in a claim, it's when we have made an overpayment, a physical overpayment, in a sense that you paid 3,000 but you only needed to pay 2,000, and then you will need your 1,000 to be refunded to you. So you should then request in writing, complete a claim form and supporting documents, submit your request to the refund verification office at the office of registration. Example, if your office of registration is Walvish Bay, that's where you should submit your request. The process takes about 2 weeks to be finalized. It can be a lengthy process as a lot of verifications needs to be done. In conclusion, we humbly request our taxpayers to ensure their records are up to date. For example, the contact number registered with us on the ITA system should be valid for us to be able to contact the client should there be a need. Thank you.
Let's look at pension and provident fund registration processes at NamRA.
Hi, my name is Nesla Watanawa, and today we're going to look at the registration of Provident and Pension Fund at NamRA. If the fund doesn't have a tax number and reference number, the Provident and Pension Fund must acquire a TIN and subsequently be registered as an approved fund on ITAS by following the following steps. You register through our online platform on www.itas.namra.org.na. Once you have completed the registration process, you forward the request ID number generated on the portal account to paulina.shongela@namra.org.na to finalize the registration process. The fund will be registered under the threshold to ensure that no tax obligations are required from your respective fund administration. Now, the documents required to be registered as a provident or pension fund: you need to have a letter from NAMFISA, approval letter from NAMFISA, a NAMFISA certificate number. Now, for a fund that is already registered for tax purposes with NamRA, the following documents are required: an income tax registration certificate and an approval letter from NAMFISA. Now, the next step is to link the employer to the fund. The fund needs to provide our office with a confirmation letter stating the name of the employer, the tax number of the employer, the effective date, and the type of fund, whether it is a pension fund or provident fund. The employer is now linked to the fund on the ITA system, and the system generates a letter with the reference number to be used by the employer when submitting the monthly Excel sheet or the payee reconciliation. Please note that without the approval from NamRA, the provident or pension fund will not pull through. I thank you.
Here is the trivia of duties.
Did you know, when it comes to air cargo clearance, the airway bill is the most important risk indicator when verifying the S8500 with the invoice. This guides and gives an indication on the country of origin to enable the correct duties to be paid in the right country.
NamRA, saving with passion.
Up next, we will look at the requirements of licensing and registration of clearing agents and customs bonded warehouse operators.
Hi, my name is Johannes Shikwaya, Senior Customs and Excise Officer, Division Trade Facilitation and Customs Procedure, registration and licensing. Today, I'm going to talk about clearing agent, requirements for registration and licensing, and application processes. Who is a clearing agent? Any person who wishes to conduct clearing agent business in Namibia to import and export goods for himself or on behalf of someone else should be licensed in terms of Section 73 of the Customs and Excise Act, Act number 20 of 1998. Requirements. The following documents should be submitted. Proof of reference or testimonial letters stating that both applicant and employee have previously worked for Customs Authority or clearing agent in Namibia for a period of 2 or more years. Certified copy of identity or passport documents for applicants and employees. Proof of registration with Business Intellectual Property Authority. Proof of registration with the Financial Intelligence Center. Certified copy of a valid building or business fitness certificate issued by municipality or local authority in the area in which a person intends to conduct clearance business. Proof of lease agreement, original and valid certificate of good standing issued by the Namibia Revenue Agency, original and valid certificate of good standing issued by Social Security Commission, completed application form for registration and licensing as a clearing agent. Now we are going to look at application processes. Firstly, applicant must submit the application form in duplicate either in person, by courier, or mail. NamRA Department of Customs and Excise Division, Trade Facilitation and Customs Procedure will accept and verify the application form. If it's incomplete, then it will be returned to center. However, if all supporting documents are in order, then the Department of Customs and Excise will make recommendation for site inspection. Upon receipt of inspection report, the Department of Customs and Excise shall make recommendation for approval or rejection. If approved, the applicant is granted 90 days to submit security bond of 20,000 from any banking institutions or insurance entities in Namibia. The original security should be submitted to the Department of Customs and Excise together with a payment of license fee of $100 Namibian. Lastly, upon submission of the above, the applicant shall be issued with declarant code and complete the user authorization form, which grant access to the customs access as Skoda World. I thank you.
Are you owing NamRA in tax debts? Here are the options on how to make tax payments.
My name is Angela Kamui, Senior Revenue Treasury Officer at NamRA. I'm going to take you through the process of making payments to our NamRA offices. We have 4 modes of payments which are acceptable at our offices, which are direct deposits, cash payments, electronic fund transfers, and speed points machines. When making electronic fund transfers, we have 2 accounts available for our taxpayers, which is a receiver of revenue, account 165001, and the VAT dedicated account 165060. When making a direct deposit, our taxpayers need to fill this deposit slip at their commercial bank. You need to have your TIN with you. The TIN consists of 8 characters, and then you should also know the period that you are making the payment for. When making an electronic fund transfer, for your penalty or interest liability due to NamRA, you use the EFT referencing example as shown on the screen. It also has 19 characters, but on the text type and text period, you put 999, indicating that the payment is account payment. When making electronic fund transfers, EFT referencing example is shown on the screen, which comprises of 19 characters. The taxpayer reference number comprises of 5 parameters, which are as follows. 1. Represent the payment method, in this case, EFT payment. 06. Office of registration or your return office. The 8 character represents your tax identification number. 14 is tax type, in this case employees tax. 2018-06 is the tax period for which the payment is meant for.
Here is today's question. Name any 3 requirements of licensing and registration of clearing agents and customs bonded warehouse operators. Kindly email your answer to NamRA Kachenu at namra.org.na. The due date for submission is the 21st of September 2023. The winner will be announced in the next episode.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of NamRA Kachenu. We hope you found the information valuable and insightful. Join us in 2 weeks' time for more updates. Until then, stay informed and compliant. Goodbye.
Giving fairness and equality to our nation. We appreciate the difference in ethnicity. We have